Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Rifki from 5E class Cross Cultural Understanding English Education Department from University of Singapore Bangsa Karawang. In this video, me and my friends Diyanti Pratiwi Lousa, Neni Anglaeni, Putri Heryani, we would like to present about relationship, friends, and acquaintance. So, without any further ado, let's move to the first material that delivered by me. So, check this out. What is friends? Dictionary defines friends is one attached to another by affection or esteem. So, dictionary defines there is some affection or esteem and make person by person be one and attached. That's the definition from the dictionary. And from American means that friends might be an acquaintance or intimate companion that one has known since childhood. Or in this case, it's like we are together from child, and then we be the one friends. So that's American means. Next, let's fact check about American. American do indeed has a close friends, but not too many, because of their shortage time to got time with numerous commitments to family, work, or some event in a day. So it makes the definition friends variative, such as friend is close childhood friend, friend is best friends, friends new friends, friends at family friends, friends are classmate, friend is teammate, friends is a colleague or co-worker, friends are roommate or housemate, friend can be girlfriend or boyfriend, and then friend can be acquaintance because of this situation. And next, friendless is not friendship. Many people around the world characterize Americans are friendly. They are humble and discuss personal easily with strangers. For example, Americans waiting in lines, in example, the post office or in a grocery store, often strike up conversation with each other. They may even disclose personal information in encounters with strangers whom they will never see again. In conclusion about this illustration, we could infer that Americans are humble with others to show friend lines without nagging worry about at least they both have a friendship. And next, American woman perspective about man that standing behind in the line in the post office. 1. Maybe the woman can be perspective that he was married and his wife about to have a baby. Second, he was unhappy 5 with his jobs as a salesman and was considering midlife career change, not uncommon in United States. Or he and his wife were trying to figure out if it would be better to work harder or to take more time off from work so they could relax more. And the last perspective is he is a salesman. What her expect? So from the illustration above, uh, that make the American woman freely to show friend lines to strangers that don't have any relationship, at least as friends. And this is my presentation. So let's move to the next uh, presenters that delivered by Putri Heryani. For Putri Heryani, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Putri Heryani. I would like to share about diversity in personal relationship. In US, men and women socialize relatively freely and develop a variety relationship. Single and married of the opposite sex may be a close friend and share personal problem without romantically involved. In contrast, men and women decide to live together before marriage, and this is normal in US. In US, too, marriage relationship, of course, different from the couple to couple, but there are some generalities that can be met. Example: some married and woman and man consider themselves to be best friend as well as spouse. This concept is unusual in some culture, but in US this is normal, particularly where the marriage is arranged or is marriage of convenience. Some foreign in US have mentioned that it is possible for spouse to be best friend, but on the other side, some Americans hold the same belief, but probably not for cultural reasons. Many people remarry if they have been divorced or widowed. Remarriage is not stigma in US. This is normal too. In fact, some widowed or divorced people are encouraged by their growing children to continue to socialize and even remarry. And now we have discussed about the single scenes. Many women now have a higher educational and academic status than before, and they do not feel that they need a financial economic associated with marriage. As a result, a marriage is viewed by some more as a choice rather than a necessity. Although marriage is still extremely important social institution in this country, there is a less pressure to marry at a young age, and this is some case not married at all. And how do singles meet each other? Sometimes singles meet each other at the parties, or sometimes at work, or by mutual friends, in religions group, and various dating services account for many of all ways that single meet. And generally in bar scenes, at the bar, most encounters are random. People do not meet each other because they share an interest. The stigma of the pickup also makes someone hesitate to choose bar as a respectable place to meet people of the opposite sex. So this is my explanation about diversity in personal relationship and single scene. Hope you understanding about that. Thank you.
Next, I will discuss about mobility and friendship, and then cross-cultural and friendship. Mobility and friendship. Relationships that are based on common activities may fade away or end when the activity ends. In Americans, for example, they are geographically mobile and many have learned to develop friendships easily and quickly. This is because 1 in 5 American families move every year. They move for several reasons, such as changing jobs, far from school or college, getting married, having children, or just simply want to change their life. As a consequence, people who have the habit of moving will sometimes form or end friendships quickly. For example, students attending 2 or 3 universities during their undergraduate and graduate years may change their circle of friends multiple times. Likewise, people who change jobs while keeping a friend or two from their original place of work can also change their circle of friends. Many Americans move so often that learning to make friends is fast becoming a necessary survival skill. Therefore, changing the circles of friends becomes one of the strategies to survive. Cross-cultural friendship. What happens when people from different countries and cultural backgrounds try to make friends? Cross-cultural friendships teach us that people have different ways of dealing with the same challenge they face. However, misunderstandings and conflicts can occur during the friendship process. One of the most frequent problems in cross-cultural relationships is that foreigners misinterpret American friendliness as an offer of friendship. Naturally, foreigners who think that Americans are expanding friendships have hope for those friendships. That's why when newcomers to America want to be friends but Americans don't realize it, they will be disappointed. Many foreigners think that American friendliness is an offer of friendship. In fact, it's not always the case. Americans can actually be embarrassed about interacting with strangers. This is partly due to American linguistics and geographic isolation, especially in parts of the United States that don't have diverse population. In general, it is advisable not to invite Americans to start friendship first. Some Americans want to go beyond superficial friendships, depending on whether they have time to make a commitment.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Neni Anglaeni and I would like to continue the previous discussion with the title Cross-Cultural Expectation for Friendship and Benefits of Cross-Cultural Contact. As we know that the frequently occur in a cross-cultural friendship is misinterpreted in friendliness, so it is important to us to know most American value are close friendships, privacy, and independence. From an American perspective, having privacy or to give someone privacy is considered positive. Some Americans are isolated from others because they have taken their independence and privacy to an extreme, like spending time alone or at least have a freedom to avoid socializing if they choose. A person is expected to show interest and concern in a friend's serious problem, such as giving sympathetic calls, frequent visits, and spend as much time as possible. But how to show it in the cross culture? It is possible to say that many foreigners or newcomers from different cultures have felt disappointed by American. When a friend has a serious problem, American does not phone or visit as much as the foreigner expect. They will say, "Let me know if there's anything I can do to help." If they not receive a specific request, they may feel this there's nothing they can do. Sympathetic call or frequent visit will show dependence on friends. Many Americans are uncomfortable when people become too dependent, and many Americans feel that a friend needs to work out a problem. The second is benefit of cross-cultural contact. Necessary ingredients for two friendships are shared experience, values, and interests. Even the friendship is superficial, it still have beneficial. The first one is break down isolation and stereotype. We have done for making interaction with native and looking for some references about a culture. From those activities, we can break down the stereotype. Second is the opportunity for language practice. If we make an interact with Japanese, we will have much opportunity to explore our skill in using English as lingua franca. Understanding the deep culture, the more experience people have in initiating and responding the relationship, the more clues that will help to understanding the deep culture in which they live. And the last is assist in acculturation in the new society. That's all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much for your attention. We do apologize if we're making mistakes because we are still in learning progress. Thank you so much for watching. and see you. Cheers.